below this, write down your date of death. Date of death. When is the best time? 60. When is the best time? You have to write a will before you die, and you don't know your date of death. So when is the best time? As soon as possible, as soon as you have assets. And many of you here would say that I don't have any assets. Yeah? You don't have any assets? No? Or do you have some assets? Okay. You still have some assets. What would have? How many of you have a Facebook account? Now, if you die, what would happen to that Facebook account? Still your birthdays would come as notification. Look good? Can you do something about it? Yes, Facebook allows you to do it. You can enroll into a program where you tell Facebook, in case I die, convert this account into a page with my date of death. And your death anniversary would also come to your friends. They remember you for the right reasons. Right? So it's not that we don't have assets. You have a cell phone? Where your girlfriend calls? Who will receive those calls after you? Should you decide? Would you like to decide? No? Okay. But you have assets. That means all of us have assets which need to be transferred or taken care of in case I am not there. Right? The biggest problem with us is we are not taking care of wealth transfer problem. If I take a session of grown-up people around 30 to 40 years of age and I ask them, how many of you have prepared a will? Hardly one or two. And that's the biggest threat which is occurring to their wealth. Okay? So wealth management has these three things: wealth enhancement, wealth transfer, and wealth protection. The third thing which is very important in wealth management is called relationship management. Relationship management. You understand the importance of relationship management? Right? What are relationships? What are relationships? Okay, what are meaningful relationships? You know so many people in this world. Do you have meaningful relationships with all of them? Because meaningful relationships are those relationships where you can influence the behavior of the other person. If you cannot influence the behavior of the other person, that relationship is not meaningful. You don't have that power. You just know that person. Right? And in our business of wealth management, having meaningful relationship is utmost important. Most important thing is to have meaningful relationship with our client. Because in the end of the relationship, what do I want? His money to manage. Would somebody give me his money to manage until I have a meaningful relationship? So it's very important that I have a meaningful relationship. And what's the mantra to forge a good relationship? Any relationship, whether it's a client advisor relationship, boyfriend girlfriend relationship, husband wife relationship, father and son relationship. What's the mantra to have a good relationship? Relationship is always about the other person. Think about the other person, talk about the other person, do things for the other person, and you will have relationship. Remove that I from the relationship when you have relationship. So, relationship management is very important for the wealth management. In relationship management, we have relationship with two kinds of people, which we call client relationship management and expert network relationship management. Client relationship management, you understand. Having good relationship with clients, that's important. But there is another important part for us wealth managers. That's what expert network relationship management. That what it means is, as a wealth manager, although I manage wealth of my clients, I cannot be expert in every field. I cannot be a good banker, I cannot be a good lawyer, I cannot be a good estate agent, I cannot be a good travel agent, so I can't be all of them. But my client requires all of these services. So that means that I need to have relationships with these individuals who are expert in their field, right? And that's what expert network relationship management is all about. So wealth management is basically when you start doing all three of them: investment, consulting, advanced planning, and relationship management with your clients. So you understand what relationship management is? Now, as wealth managers, we are dealing with the most sophisticated clients and we are giving him the most sophisticated advice. Right? Our client is sophisticated. These are people who have made lots of money, and with money comes sophistication, and the advice they require is sophisticated. I'll give you a small example, a crude example. You go to a doctor and you're suffering from fever. That doctor writes a medicine called Proceed, right? One in the morning and one in the evening, and charges 1,000 rupees fees from you. How would you feel? How would you feel? Good doctor, bad doctor. Instead of Proceed, he writes Streptomycin, same medicine. 3 chemists refuse the medicine. 4th one gives it to you. Now how is the doctor? A great doctor? Great doctor? Because your clients do not require average advice. They want unique advice. Right? And that uniqueness in advice would come only from knowledge. That knowledge allows you to give a unique advice to your client. So we are giving the most sophisticated advice to the most sophisticated customers as wealth manager. The valuable volume of the products if we are selling to the customers or advising to the customers is also the highest. We are dealing with both high net worth individuals and ultra high net worth individuals. High net worth individual is somebody who is having around 5-6 crores as investable surplus. And ultra high is somebody who is having around 50 to 60 crores. Now the demands change. The moment a person crosses 5-6 crores to 50-60 crores, his actual demands from his wealth manager changes. A person at 5-6 crores will be demanding more on enhancement side. Please enhance my wealth. But at when he reaches 60 crores, 100 crores, his first priority is protect my wealth. Help me transfer the wealth. Yeah? The mission changes with wealth. So we are dealing with both kind of people. Who are these people who have this wealth? They are very diverse, and I am basically advising these people. They have both new money and old money. What is new money? First generation billionaires, first generation rich people. They have made wealth themselves. Old money is person who is inherited wealth. Now their way of looking at wealth differs. A person who has made wealth himself is more of a risk taker because he has conviction in himself. I'll make it again. Person who has inherited wealth wants to safeguard it more. Right? So we are dealing with those kind of people. Why do they use our services? Because one, they want sophisticated advice, they want good advice, they want anonymity, they want confidentiality. They seek to minimize political risk. They are taxed in various jurisdictions. So I would typically have a client who has 30% of his wealth in India, 20% in US, 30% in Switzerland, another 30% in Singapore. So his wealth is all distributed across the world. And I need to advise this person on all of his wealth. In India, outside India, both. We got something is called an onshore wealth and offshore wealth. Onshore is in India, offshore is outside India. But to advise on offshore wealth, what do you need to know? You need to know the legal system of those countries. You need to know the tax structures of those countries. You need to know the products of those countries. So he would require sophisticated advice. How many people in India have that kind of it? That kind of knowledge, that kind of skills that they can advise their clients on offshore wealth? Very few. Very few. But do you think wealth is becoming more global? Do you think wealth is becoming more global? Yeah, a multi-crore person would be having some wealth outside India. And today, an Indian wealth manager is not able to take care of it because he is not very well familiar with the products outside India, the legal structures outside India. So, but that is the requirement today. So, the bank today requires one person who can deal with the wealth of his clients both in India and outside India. That's one of the requirements. So why is wealth management as a profession being in demand? More and more we are seeing demand from the industry on good wealth management. The first is changing social environment. The society is changing. Right? When I started my career, we were just moving out of the joint family system. Right? Joint family system was very prevalent. Till few years back, it was nuclear family. Right? And what's happening today? If husband and wife live together, we call it a joint family. No? Things have changed. Things have changed. And they have dramatically changed. And that has made an individual more responsible for his finances. Today, if that sacredness of marriage is also gone, that means each for himself. When each is for himself, the risk is higher. There is nobody to support you in case you are alone. That means you are more conscious about managing your wealth, about your finances than ever before. Second is wealth is increasing. People are earning more. Wealth is increasing. In general, people are becoming wealthy. Yes or no? Yes, people have more wealth, so they have money. They have money. The products are becoming complex. Right? I have bank managers who ask me difference between mutual fund schemes. He cannot distinguish between a dynamic bond fund and a debt fund. For him, it's Greeks. But these are very simple products. Think about structured products, hedge funds. These will be products which would go over the head of any individual. So the products have become complex. People have more wealth. They are more answerable for that wealth. They are more concerned about that wealth. That is what's happening, right? Regulations are changing. The banks and other wealth management institutes are being forced to comply with many more regulations than they were ever before, right? And the clients require one-stop shop. The client doesn't want to go to 5 experts to get advice. He wants one person with whom he deals and gets that advice. Because of all of these, the demand for a good wealth manager is increasing in India at a very fast rate. And there are hardly any good wealth managers. What kind of wealth manager do we have? These are people who are selling insurance and mutual funds. And we call them wealth managers. But they are not wealth managers. You just now learned what wealth management is all about. It's not about sales. It's advising people on wealth enhancement, transfer and protection of wealth. Right? Those parts are the missing links. People who inculcate that knowledge sooner would be the people who would just do great with their careers. Right? I just missed that one. So this is where you are. This is your final destination. You want to do good in your careers. Right? So what is the path? What is the path? How are you different from any other management graduate? What differentiation do you bring to the table when a recruiter is hiring? How are you different? The knowledge makes you different, right? We are living in an age of super specialization, not specialization. Finance specialization alone would not help me. I need to be a super specialist. Get that super specialization and you will have better job. Distinguish yourself from other people, right? And for that, I'd like to introduce a program which is called CWM certification, which we are offering in AAFM. It's called Chartered Wealth Manager. Chartered Wealth Manager program, which is the highest global designation in wealth management globally. And these are people who are revered for their expertise by top wealth management organizations across the globe. I just give you, this is where it occurs across the globe. We have around 3 lakh certificates in 170 countries across the world. Right? These are their convocation ceremonies across the world. This certification is awarded by American Academy of Financial Management USA. We are a US-based organization. We first gave this certification in 1996, and around 50,000 financial professionals have earned this certification in 151 countries. Around 5,500 individuals register annually for this program. What is the eligibility? Graduation in any stream from a recognized body. And you have to earn certain continuous professional development points to keep this certification alive. CWM certification sets the standards in wealth management profession, and it is a symbol of excellence across financial services industry worldwide. What do CDM certificate gets? They get higher salaries, which is up to 26% more than their non-certified peers. They get increased job security because you are super specialist and your skills are hard to find. You have better career flexibility because you can move across industries with the kind of skills you get, which are varied across many industries. It increases your marketability because you stand out against the other applicants in a tough job market. It boosts your credibility because you get a certification direct from USA. This certification CWM is issued by AAFM USA, not in India. So you appear for an exam, you get a certification directly from USA. You get cutting edge skills and knowledge. These skills and knowledge is not present in India currently. You get something which is very new, but which is the need of the hour. This is a study done which says after CWM, as a wealth manager, your salary increases around 23%, as a relationship manager around 27%, and the highest thing is about the private banker. If you are able to become private banker, it increases by 19%. Right? 82% of top 500 banks, well-known organizations across the world employ CWM. Wealth advisory and private banking jobs require or prefer CWM as a designation while hiring. What do we teach in this program? This program is divided into two levels, level 1 and level 2. Level 1 is the basic level and level 2 is the advanced level. In level 1, we build your base. So we tell you all about what is wealth management, about the global environment, how do you measure returns, how do you manage risk of a client, what are the investment vehicles or investment products, you master those products. You also get into the legalities of wealth management, the legal structure in wealth management, the tax laws, how do you manage life cycle of an individual. An individual would have a different life cycle, childhood, earning age, marriage age, pre-retirement, post-retirement, and those things. How do you manage that life cycle and how do you do interest